Okay, we will start. Good morning, all. Uh, in the first lecture of slope stability of slope, we have gone through some points. Okay, this is the basic syllabus. So we have gone through the slope classification. So there will be causes of failure. There are some triggering mechanisms of slope failure. Then there are different modes of slope failure. There are different types: infinite slope, finite slope, and then we are moving towards the factor of safeties. Yeah, so we have gone through these different slopes provided for the highways, the railway track, okay, for the canal, embankment, okay, earthen dam. So there are different examples where we are providing the slope, okay. Then why these slopes are failure? Okay, there are some triggering mechanisms like intense rainfall, water level change in the water level, seepage water flow, seepage forces, volcanic eruption, earthquake shaking, and due to some human activities of construction. Then there are some causes of slope failure like erosion due to the wind, rainfall. So there are different ways due to that. Erosion of slope may happen. Then steady seepage, flow of liquid through the porous media of the soil. Sudden drawdown. Okay, sudden drawdown I have already explained to you. Sudden drawdown. Okay. Then rainfall, earthquakes, external loadings, and construction activities. So type of slope failure. There are four types of slope failure: rotational failure, translational failure, compound failure, and wedge failure. So these are the four types of slope failure. Within the rotational failure, there are three types of slope failures. One is face failure, second one is the toe failure, and third one is the base failure. Depending upon the passing of slip surface or failure surface, if it is passing from the surface, then it is called as a face failure. If it is passing from the toe of the slope, then it is called as a toe failure. If it is passing from the base of the slope, then it is called as a base failure. Okay. And then okay. One more point is, okay, the slip surface is circular in nature. Okay, it is parabolic. Now within the translational failure, this is the failure surface. This is the top surface of the slope, and the top surface is parallel to the failure surface. Okay, there is no rotational failure. Okay, so the total mass is going to slide above this particular failure surface. Then compound failure. So this is the example of compound failure. It is a mixture of rotational failure as well as the translational failure. Wedge failure. Okay, if suppose wedge in terms of a triangle, okay, straight line of the failure surface, there may be maximum shearing resistance between the two planes. So that is the case of wedge failure. So these are the four types of failures. Okay, I have already explained you the key terms. Okay, crust of the slope, toe of the slope. I represents angle of inclination of the slope. Okay, this is the slip surface, and the soil mass which is present in between the slip surface and the surface of the slope is called as a sliding mass. So types of slopes, there are two types of slope: infinite slope and finite slope. Within the finite slope, okay, the base and top surfaces at the limited, we can find at the limited interval. Within the infinite slope, okay, it is a constant slope basically. Okay, for example, mountains, okay, we are considering as an infinite slope. So we have gone through different factor of safeties for the shear strength. So first factor of safety with respect to shear strength, which is equals to Fs equals to S, that is the shear strength, and tau m, that is the mobilized shear stress. I already explained to you about the mobilized. What is meant by mobilized shear stress? Okay. Okay. So Fs equals to C plus sigma dan. Okay. Yes, shear strength represents C plus sigma dash tan phi and Cm plus sigma dash tan phi m. So that is mobilized cohesion and mobilized angle of internal friction. Factor of safety with respect to cohesion. So Fc equals to C by Cm. So this is for only purely cohesive soil. because phi is equals to 0, so you will get this particular. And for purely cohesionless soil, Fy equals to sigma dash tan phi divided by sigma dash tan phi m. Okay. So now we are moving towards the infinite sloping cohesionless soil. I have another PDF. Okay. So we are going with the infinite sloping cohesionless soil. So if you see the figure, okay, so this is the top surface of the slope. You can see this is the top surface of the slope, and this one is the failure surface. So the soil which is present in between these two surfaces will going to fail. So type of failure is a rotational failure for the infinite slope. Okay. So generally the rotational failure occurs in the infinite slope. So this is the top surface, this is the bottom surface of the, or we can say this is the failure surface. This slope makes an angle I. You can see this slope makes an angle I with respect to the horizontal. So we want to find out the factor of safety for this infinite sloping cohesionless soil. Factor of safety, FS. Okay. So we have already gone through different definitions of the factor of safety. That is shear strength. Factor of safety is equals to the ratio of shear strength to the mobilized shear stress. Okay, this is the basic definition of the factor of safety, and we want to define this particular factor of safety for infinite slope in cohesionless soil. So this is the surface, this is the sliding or failure line, and the slopes makes an angle I with respect to the horizontal. So consider a one soil mass A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D having a width of B. Okay, we are considering one soil mass A, B, C, D having a unit thickness in the lateral direction. So unit thickness is there. So W represents weight of this particular ABCD element. W represents a weight of the ABCD element. Now there will be two forces. Okay. So if this angle is I, the angle, okay, this angle should be equals to I. Okay, you can see this particular figure also. Okay, this W is in the downward direction. So there will be two components in the horizontal and in the normal direction. So I, okay, this angle I, so between normal and bed, you will get an angle I. So this horizontal component is the tangential component T. Okay, and N represents, okay, so this is the W, and T is the tangential component and N is the normal component. T is the tangential component, you can see over here also, and N is the normal component. This tangential component will promote to slide this particular sliding mass, and this normal component will avoid to slide this particular soil mass. So tangential component T will tries to push this particular sliding mass, but normal component N will will stick up to that particular soil mass from sliding. So we have considered one infinite slope in cohesionless soil. Basically, we are looking after the cohesionless soil inclined at an angle I to the horizontal as shown in figure. Consider an element ABCD. We have considered a one element ABCD of the soil mass. Let the weight of the element is ABCD is W. Okay, ABCD is a weight किती W है, and we want to define this particular W component. So for that, I have taken just A, B, C, D separately over here. So you can see A, B, C, D, and we want to define the weight. So weight is equals to weight is equals to gamma into V. You can see weight of the unit is gamma into V, and we want to define this volume V. So volume is, if I just draw one horizontal dotted line, you can see a dotted line over here, and again one dotted line from the B. Okay, so I may get a one rectangular over here having a height H, having a height of capital H. So if I draw this horizontal line from the D and B, I may get a one rectangle, so that it will get I will get easy to find out the volume. So you okay, the width in the inclined direction between this AB point is B. Okay, is B. So the horizontal component of this particular B will be B cos I, as this normal makes an angle I with the W component. Okay, so you will get this particular horizontal, uh, you can say width of this particular ABCD component in the horizontal direction will be equals to B cos I. So if I consider this particular rectangle, okay, so the area will be H into B cos I. Area of this particular component will be H into B cos I. Okay, and thickness is okay, unit thickness is there, so thickness multiplied by the 1, so I will get a volume V is H into B cos I multiplied by the 1, so volume is HB cos I. If I supposed to get this particular volume HB cos I, so the total weight of the filament W is equals to gamma into volume. We know unit weight is equals to weight upon volume. So weight is equals to unit weight into volume. So volume is equals to HB cos I. So total weight of the element is gamma into HB cos I. Simply what I made, okay, there is an inclined line of AB. I just make it horizontal, so that we can make a regular rectangular shape, and from that we can easily find out the area. We know the height of this particular sliding mass is H. Okay, so inclined AB line is having B. Okay, so if I is over here, so we can find out the horizontal component of this particular triangle. So it is B cos I. From that we can able to find out volume V, that is area is B cos I into H into unit thickness. So from that we have calculated the W, that is gamma into volume, which is equals to gamma H B cos I. The weight of the element can be resolved into the two components. One is normal component N, and second one is tangential component T. Normal component capital M, and second one is tangential component T. I have already mentioned over here. So weight W is resolved into two: tangential component T, which is parallel to the failure surface, and normal component N, which is perpendicular to this particular failure surface. Now N component, okay, if I want to find okay, angle I is corresponding to this normal component, so N will be equals to, okay, W cos I, and T will be equals to W sin I. So if you can see, the normal component N will be equals to W cos I, and tangential component T will be equals to W sin I. Okay, once again we can see this W is there. If angle of inclination of flow is I, so normal will make an angle I with the W, so that the N component will be W cos I, and tangential component T will be equals to W sin I. You know the geometrical measures. So N is equals to W cos I, and we know or we have calculated the value of W is gamma HB cos I multiplied by the cos I. We know gamma into HB cos I. So gamma HB cos I into cos I. So it is gamma HB cos square I. Similarly, for the tangential component T, W sin I. So in place of W, if I want to place gamma into HB sin I, okay, sorry, gamma into HB cos I into sin I. So this will be the two normal component and the tangential component. The normal and shear stresses. So this is the forces in the tangential direction and in the normal direction. Okay, so the normal and shear stresses are given by normal stress, that is sigma, and shear stress, that is tau. So normal stress sigma is equals to normal component divided by area, and tangent shear stress is equals to tangential component divided by area. Okay, so now we know the area is B into width, unit width, so B into 1. So gamma HB cos square I divided by B. We know the normal component is gamma hb cos square I divided by b. So it is equals to gamma h cos square I. Similarly, tangential component t is gamma hb cos I sin I divided by b. So it is equals to gamma h cos I sin I. So once we get these two, normal stress and shear stress, okay, we know the factor of safety. Fs equals to shear strength divided by mobilized shear stress. Okay. The shear stress tau tends to cause the shear failure. Okay, the shear stress will tends to cause the shear failure. So this tendency is opposed by the shearing resistance developed along the failure plane. As the soil is dry, hence there will not be any pore water pressure. Okay, we have deriving the equation for factor of safety on infinite slope in cohesionless soil. So now for the first case, soil is dry and there will not be any pore water pressure. Therefore, shear strength S will be equals to C plus sigma dash tan phi. We already know this equation. S is equals to C plus sigma dash tan phi. But soil is cohesionless soil, so C is equals to 0. So shear strength S is equals to sigma tan phi. And we have already find out the value of sigma over here. That is sigma is equals to gamma h cos square I. So sigma is equals to gamma h cos square I into tan phi. So shear strength S is equals to, for this infinite slope in cohesionless soil, for dry condition, shear strength is equals to gamma h cos square I into tan phi. Therefore, we know the factor of safety against shear failure is shear strength divided by mobilized shear stress. Now we have the both these values. Shear strength S is equals to gamma h cos square I tan phi. So shear strength S is equal to gamma h cos square I tan phi. And shear stress we have already calculated over here. Shear stress is equals to gamma h cos I sin I. So it is gamma h cos I sin I. So this gamma gamma will get cancelled. H will get cancelled. One cos I will get cancelled. So if I get this cos I below the sin I, so the equation will be equals to tan phi divided by sin I divided by cos I, it will be tan I. So factor of safety with respect to the shear strength in the dry soil, in the dry cohesionless soil for the infinite slope will be equals to tan phi divided by tan I. Okay. Once again, I will repeat all this. Okay. So this is the sliding wedge. We have considered one sliding edge A, B, C, D. Okay, so the W represents weight of this A, B, C, D. And if I resolve this W component in the horizontal and vertical direction, so T represents tangential component, N represents normal component. Okay, so W is the weight of this particular element, and to find out the W, we require gamma into volume. For calculation of volume purpose, I just made some geometrical changes over here. So draw the horizontal line so that we can reduce this triangle and we can add this particular triangle. So we will get the regular rectangle. So for the regular rectangle, the inclined AB line is equals to B. So the horizontal line will be equals to B cos I. So the rectangular area is H into B cos I, and the unit thickness is volume. So it is HB cos I into 1. So we can calculate the W. So it is gamma into HB cos I. Once we are able to find out the W component, we have to resolve this W into the tangential and normal component. And the value of normal component will be W cos I, and the value of tangential component will be W sin I. So just put down the value of W, gamma H B cos I. So we will get gamma HB cos square I, and it is gamma HB cos I into sin I. Once we get the normal force and tangential force, we have to find out the normal stress and shear stress. Okay. So normal stress will be sigma, which is equals to normal force divided by area, B into unit thickness, that is 1. So we will get the normal stress is equals to gamma H cos square I. Shear stress tau is equals to tangential component T, okay, because shear stress is parallel to the shear force. That's why we have considered the tangential component to find out the shear stress. So tangential component T divided by B into 1. So we are getting the shear stress is equal to gamma h cos I sin I. Okay. As we know the shear strength equation, S is equals to C plus sigma dash tan phi. But we are finding out the factor of safety equation for the dry cohesion-less soil. So C will be equals to 0. So shear strength S is equals to sigma tan phi, where we have find out the sigma normal stress is equals to gamma H cos square I into tan phi. Once we get all the shear strength and shear stress, we have to just apply this factor of safety equation, which is equals to shear strength divided by tau m. M राहिलेला आहे तिकडे. Tau m, that is mobilized shear stress. So it is equals to gamma h cos square I into tan phi divided by gamma h cos I sin I. Just we have to make arrangement. Gamma h will get cancelled. One cos I will get cancelled. So final equation will be equals to tan phi divided by tan I. Okay, if factor of safety is equals to 1, tan phi will be equals to tan I. Okay, if factor of safety is equals to 1, tan phi is equals tan I is equals to tan phi, and if I get cancelled tan, we will get this particular phi will be equals to I. So phi is angle of internal friction and I is sloping angle of the failure slope angle. I is inclination of the slope with respect to the horizontal. Okay, tangential component. Okay, so now W tangential component will act in this particular horizontal direction. Okay, which will tends to slide this particular soil mass in this particular direction. आता स्लोप फेल होता है, तर त्याला दोन फोर्सेस ऍक्ट होत आहेत. एक तर स्लोप फेल करणारा ट्रिगरिंग फोर्स अँड सेकंड वन इज की स्लोपला रिस्टेन करणारा नॉर्मल फोर्स. So tangential force will act in the horizontal direction so that the slope will get slide. But to avoid the sliding of the slope mass, we have a normal component N. Okay. So tangential component will act in the horizontal direction parallel to the failure surface. Horizontal direction means parallel to the failure surface. So that is the thing. Now phi is equals to I means हे लक्षात घ्या, हे जास्त महत्त्वाचं आहे. We have get this particular equation, that is Fs is equals to tan phi upon tan I. If I put Fs, that is factor of safety, is equals to 1, then I may get a equation that tan phi is equals to tan I, which means if I get cancelled tan, we will get phi equals to I, which means if angle of internal friction phi is equals to slope angle of this particular soil, then factor of safety will be equals to 1. And if angle of internal friction is greater than I, the factor of safety will be greater than 1. And if angle of internal friction is less than I, then factor of safety will be less than 1. And this is explained over here. Okay, you can see this particular graph between normal stress versus tau shear stress. We have already gone through this particular graph. ह्याला काय म्हणायचं, Moore's circleचा graph, failure envelope Moore circle. Okay, we have draw the Moore circle between this particular normal stress versus shear stress. This particular middle line, now soil is cohesionless, so C will be equals to 0. Okay, soil is cohesionless, so C will be equals to 0. So this particular failure envelope will pass from the origin and angle makes an angle phi value. Okay, so this phi value. If I is equals to phi, then slope will be critically stable in this case. Critically stable म्हणजे काय, ह्याच्या पुढे थोडंसं जरी अँगल वाढला तर then slope may fail. Okay, so critically stable. Factor of safety will be equals to 1. If you see this particular first dotted line having angle I, which is less than angle of internal friction, so factor of safety is greater than 1, which indicates it is a stable slope. But if you see the another second dotted line, angle I is greater than phi, so angle I is greater than phi, then factor of safety is less than 1. So in that case, the slope is unstable, slope may fail. So if we able to find out the angle of internal friction phi of that particular soil, and if we able to know the angle of this particular soil, आता तुम्ही GIS, GPS, survey, all these measures we can use to find out the slope angle of any embankment. So if and phi कसं find out करणार? If we perform the direct shear test, triaxial test, we can able to find out the angle of internal friction. So once we able to find out this angle I and phi, we can able to justify that in infinite cohesion-less soil, infinite dry cohesion-less soil, slope is going to fail or not. How can we able to justify? If we know the angle I and if it is phi. If phi is greater than I, slope will be stable. If I is greater than phi, then slope will be unstable. And if both these are same, then we can say the slope is critically stable. So from this graph, we can say, okay, so this particular equation is for infinite slope in dry cohesionless soil. Okay, तुम्ही बघू शकता आपण हे इक्वेशन कशाला करतोय इनफायनाइट स्लोपिंग कोहेजनलेस सॉइल and this equation is for dry soil only, dry soil. But if submerged slope is there, submerged slope, then तुमचा हा नॉर्मल स्ट्रेस and तुमचा shear stress, mobilized shear stress. Okay. So within there are now two conditions. One is submerged slope and second one is the saturated slope. Okay, saturated slope, saturated condition ला आपण sudden drawdown condition म्हणतो किंवा steady seepage along the slope म्हणतो. आता ह्याच्यामध्ये काय फरक आहे? What is the basic difference between submerged slope and second one is the saturated slope? For that you have to go for this particular one figure. Now, there are two condition of this is the submerged condition and second is the saturated condition. What we want to find out, आपल्याला काय find out करायचं factor of safety. Okay, we have find out the factor of safety for dry cohesionless soil. Now we want to find out the factor of safety for submerged condition and factor of safety for saturated condition. Okay, we have already find out the normal stress and shear stress, that is gamma h cos square I and tau is gamma h sin I cos I, which is same over here. तुम्ही बघू शकता. Okay, normal stress is gamma h cos square I and shear stress is gamma h cos I sin I. Okay, so same we have, okay, same parameters sigma and tau. Gamma h cos square I, tau is gamma h cos I. We have taken over here. Okay, we have taken over here, but we are only aware about this gamma. Now this gamma will be gamma submerged or gamma saturated. हे फार महत्त्वाचं आहे. तुम्हाला हे जर नाही कळलं तर न्यूमेरिकलला अडचण येऊ शकते. Okay, now submerged slope and second one is the saturated slope आणि ह्यालाच आपण sudden drawdown condition पण म्हणतो किंवा steady seepage along the slope. Okay, I have specially mentioned that all these three names because न्यूमेरिकल मध्ये तुम्हाला असं पण विचारेल स्टेडी सिपेज अलॉंग द स्लोप पण म्हणू शकतात, सॅच्युरेटेड कंडिशन पण म्हणू शकतात. दे मे कॉल इट इज अन सडन ड्रॉडाउन कंडिशन ऑल्सो. So what is the basic difference between submerged slope and saturated condition or sudden drawdown condition? So submerged slope, okay, so there is a right side one slope and left side one slope and in between there is a canal. Okay, canal is okay flowing. Now okay, so if you see the definition of factor of safety, it is the ratio of shear strength versus mobilized shear stress. Okay, shear strength म्हणजे काय? आपण त्या सॉइलची shear strength find out करत आहे. Okay, आणि shear strength find out करताना we are not considered the saturated unit weight. हे आपल्या मागच्या सेमिस्टरला झालेलं आहे. Okay, when okay shear strength and shear stress. shear strength म्हणजे सॉइलची स्ट्रेंथ फाइंड आउट करायची आहे आणि shear stress म्हणजे काय? सॉइल वरती किती स्ट्रेस येणार आहे तो फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. ओके, shear strength is we have to determine the strength of the soil and shear stress is okay जो काय त्याच्यावरती लोड येणार आहे that is shear stress. Okay, we are not considered the saturated unit weight when we are finding out the shear strength. Why? Because okay, if there is a 10 kilonewton load, okay, and if soil is saturated, some part 4 kilonewton load may taken by water, 6 kilonewton load may taken by the soil. So we are only relating with the load taken by the soil only. That is submerged soil. Okay, so we are not considering the saturated soil. We are considering only. Okay, we know this particular equation, gamma saturated equals to gamma submerged plus gamma W. So we are not relating with the load carried by this particular water. We are relating with the load carried by the soil only. Okay, so in case of shear strength, yes, which is equals to gamma h cos square I tan phi. Yes, so that we have taken gamma. Okay, we have taken the gamma submerged over here. Okay, in both these cases of submerged slope and in the saturated slope, when we are finding out the shear strength, we have taken the gamma submerged. कधीही कुठल्याही न्यूमरिकल मध्ये कुठल्याही कंडिशन मध्ये we are not taking gamma saturated when we are finding out the shear strength. But now shear stress असेल तर सॅच्युरेटेड सॉइलचा जर लोड येत असेल सॉइल ओके खालच्या सॉइलवरती तर त्या सॉइलचा पण लोड येणार आहे आणि वॉटरचा पण लोड येणार आहे. सो इन दॅट केस वी हॅव टू टेक the saturated unit weight, but there is some problem in the submerged slope. Okay, in case of saturated condition we have to take the saturated unit weight, but in case of submerged slope, why we are taking submerged unit weight, that I will explain you. फक्त डिफरन्स काय आला का तुम्हाला? Okay, same equations are there. Okay, same equations are there, but in case of submerged slope we have taken gamma submerged is same for both the submerged slope and saturated slope, and remaining part is same. But we have taken, when we are finding out the shear stress, we have taken the gamma submerged in the submerged slope and gamma saturated in the saturated slope. Why? Okay, so now there are two conditions. Submerged condition means what? When canal is running full. When canal is running full and some part of water is entered into this particular soil, and this soil will get saturated. You can say saturated soil is there. Okay, and some part of water is okay. Canal is full of water. Now, due to this particular saturation condition, okay, if slope is going to fail. तर स्लोप फेल होताना त्याला लोड कुठला लागणार आहे? सॅच्युरेटेड युनिट वेटचा लोड इन दी हॉरिझॉन्टल डिरेक्शन. बट when this saturated unit weight moves in the horizontal direction, okay, there is a lateral support of this water. कॅनॉल मध्ये फुल ऑफ वॉटर आहे, त्याला लॅटरल सपोर्ट आहे. कितीचा असणार आहे तो वॉटर आहे तर इट विल बी लॅटरल सपोर्ट इज ऑफ गॅमा डब्ल्यू. ओके, जर सॉइल सॅच्युरेटेड झालेली आहे आणि फेल होणार आहे तर टोटल वेट किती ऍक्ट होणार आहे? टोटल मातीचं पण होणार आहे आणि सॉइल वॉटरचं पण होणार आहे, दोन्ही. सो saturated unit weight is there in the lateral direction, but there is a lateral support of water when canal is running full, so that की हा गॅमा डब्ल्यू आणि सॅच्युरेटेड युनिट वेट मधला गॅमा डब्ल्यू काय होणार आहे? नलिफाय होणार आहे. ओके, and if we reduce this the unit weight of water from the saturated unit weight, we are only remaining with the submerged unit weight. Okay, and if second condition is there ki sudden drawdown, I have already explained. If canal is running full and suddenly supposed to be water is getting lowered, but there is some water which is present in the soil, and because of that soil is saturated. Due to that, okay, again slope is going to fail. तर स्लोप फेल होताना टोटल सॉइलचं पण वेट ऍक्ट होणार आहे त्याच्यावरती आणि वॉटरचं पण ऍक्ट होणार आहे. बट देर विल नॉट बी एनी लॅटरल सपोर्ट फ्रॉम दिस कॅनल वॉटर, कारण की तिथं तर पाणीच नाहीये. सो देर विल नॉट बी एनी लॅटरल सपोर्ट. तर टोटल कितीचा वेट ऍक्ट होणार आहे त्याच्यामध्ये? सॅच्युरेटेड आहे तसं सगळं ऍक्ट होणार आहे. ह्या कंडिशन मध्ये सगळं नाही ऍक्ट होणार. वाय? बिकॉज देर इज अ लॅटरल सपोर्ट ऑफ गॅमा डब्ल्यू. तर हा गॅमा डब्ल्यू आणि इकडचा गॅमा डब्ल्यू नलिफाय होणार. मग फक्त किती ऍक्ट होणार? इट विल बी गॅमा सबमर्जड. सो इफ सबमर्जड कंडिशन इज देअर, so we are taking gamma submerged. कारण की स्ट्रेस कितीचा ऍक्ट होणार आहे, फक्त सबमर्ज्ड सॉइलचा होणार आहे. युनिट वेट ऑफ वॉटर विल गेट कॅन्सल. ओके, लॅटरल दोन्ही लॅटरल डिरेक्शनला आणि अपोजिट डिरेक्शनला गॅमा डब्ल्यू ऍक्ट होत असताना युनिट वेट ऑफ वॉटर काय होणार, कॅन्सल होणार आहे. पण सॅच्युरेटेड कंडिशनला किंवा सडन ड्रॉडाऊन कंडिशनला तुमचा युनिट वेट कॅन्सल नाही होणार. सो वेन वी आर टेकिंग द पार्ट ऑफ शियर स्ट्रेस, which will be equals to gamma saturated into H into cos I sin I. So if we are taking gamma submerged for calculation of shear strain and gamma submerged for calculation of shear stress in submerged slope, so again gamma submerged into H, gamma submerged will get cancelled. Okay, one cos I will get cancelled. So same equation will be there for submerged slope as in the dry soil, but in the saturated condition or when canal, okay, when sudden drawdown condition is there, then gamma submerged and gamma saturated will not get cancelled. So equation will be H will get cancelled, one cos I will get cancelled. Okay, one cos I will be divided to the sin I, so we will get gamma submerged into tan phi divided by gamma saturated into tan I. Okay, this is the change in equation when there is a sudden drawdown, when there is a steady seepage, when there is a saturated condition. If canal is running full, okay, canal running full, आता कधी कधी न्यूमरिकल मध्ये पण येतं कॅनॉल इज रनिंग फुल. इफ कॅनॉल इज रनिंग फुल म्हणजे कुठली कंडिशन आहे ती, सबमर्ज्ड कंडिशन. आणि सबमर्ज्ड कंडिशनला फॅक्टर ऑफ सेफ्टी इक्वेशन काय राहते, सेम राहते, जे काय राहते ड्राय